Okay, I got the tripod set up here, and I'm going to show you, hopefully with a better angle on things, how to finish the wiring of your microphone gut. So this is the part that we did last time. Here's your 1/4" jack. Maybe you can see a little bit better how the wires are attached there. This black wire here is your ground. It's attached to the inside where the body of the 1/4" jack is going to touch. That's the ground connection of the typical guitar jack. The green wire here is our hot wire, and it's basically attached here but electrically connected to this part of the jack right here. So this is where the tip of the jack would connect. And then over here you've got your potentiometer, and there it is from the bottom, and you can kind of see how this orange line is going to connect to the element. It's connected at one extremity of the 3 prongs there of your potentiometer. The green line, which goes out to the hot of the jack, is connected right in the middle, and then I have 2 ground wires coming off the other end of the 3 prongs. One is the one that connects to the jack, and the other one connects to the element, which I'll show you here in a little bit. And this way you're ensuring that your potentiometer is going to act correctly when you install it. And if you switch up, for example, the red, and you put the red on the other side, then all it's going to do is make the volume knob work in the opposite direction. So basically what I've done is I got my little helping hand set up again. This is an element. This is a dynamic element that I took out of a really cheap $10 vocal microphone. I've tried it before in a certain application. It didn't sound all that great, but I'm going to try it again in this particular body just because I have it around, and it's not an element that I have currently in any of my other finished mics, so it'd be nice to have a sort of 4th one to compare those 3 to. So what I do is basically clip this thing in there. There's 2, let me show you before I do that. There's, ignoring these little blobs, which you see on the back of an element normally are 2 little solder blobs. If you're lucky, there'll be wires coming off, and one will be red and one will be black, or white or black, something like that, and you can then assume black is negative. Here, this particular one doesn't have anything. I've marked the negative one. In practice, it doesn't really matter, because all that's going to happen is your signal is going to be inverted from the way it hits the diaphragm. And you won't hear too much because it'll be like that throughout the whole signal chain. But if you're a stippler, you can stick it up to some sort of meter and check out the waveform and that kind of stuff, and then do it yourself. Personally, it doesn't matter. This one I knew because I unsoldered it from the leads myself, and I marked it with a little bit of Sharpie right there, black for negative. So anyway, I stick it in my little helping hands here, and this is where the helping hands come in really helpful when you gotta do something like this, which is connect a piece of wire to just a little blob. So I've got it set up. Let me grab my solder over here. I've got my wet sponge and my soldering iron already hot, and I sort of just tin it a bit to get it going. You see the little smoke there? Get it down and dirty. And this is pretty simple because I have them in good mechanical contact with each other. I simply just sort of pinch it down, wait for a little bit, and then I give a little bit of solder there and it flows. And clean the tip. And let me take this off, and I know it gets a little fuzzy when I hold it too close, so maybe I can get it right about somewhere in there and you can see it. The solder is melted. It's not sort of crumbly looking, it's shiny looking. There's a little mound, and it like got really liquid, and then I didn't move it before it solidified. It takes a little, if you jiggle it in there, you get what they call a cold solder joint, and it could break on you. Okay, so now I'm going to do the ground wire. Essentially the same way. Get it clamped in there, get the other wire clamped in there, bring them together so that they're in good contact. Bring the soldering tip down, wait a second till it gets hot, and come in with a little bit of solder. There we go. Okay. So you want to give it a couple seconds there before you jiggle it around. You'll see it'll turn from super liquidy, it'll start getting a little dull, so you can tell then that the solder has set up. And essentially we got mic guts connected right there. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off, clean this up, and show you how to put the shell all together.